was shocking. Something's going on because they're using Matt Hardy TNA footage. Okay, hang on.
Yeah.
Here we go. Yeah,
Very
this
true.
is So this is the whole program, and it was upside down.
Upside down?
No, but now it's upside down.
Now
So,
it's upside down.
Wait a minute, we're on.
minute.
We are on live. Hello, everyone. Bill Apter down here at Apter's Alley, and joining me right now, live in person here from Apter's Alley, to talk about, move over that way just a little bit, to talk about WrestleMania. This is my buddy Stan the Fan. And Stan, how long have we known each other?
A couple of years now.
Yeah, a long time.
Long
and
time.
I invited Stan down here today to, we're going to talk everything WrestleMania as everyone is joining the chat here. So come on into the room, let your friends, let everyone know that we are live and in person right now. Bill Apter and Stan the Fan. Stan the Fan, when did you start watching wrestling?
In the early 1980s.
Do you remember the first live match you ever saw?
I would say it was an NWA match.
Do you remember what match it was, though?
I think it was...
Putting him on the spot.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So
I know it was the Midnight Express.
Midnight Express, probably against the Rock and Rolls.
Rock and Roll Express.
Yes, in Philadelphia here. So,
yes.
As you know, today is a special issue. It's a little bit different than our usual Thursday night magazine format. Today, I want to know from you, and we're going to have some special people calling in, your highs and your lows of WrestleMania or the Hall of Fame. To kick off things, though, before that, did you hear this major news?
No.
That big Greatest Royal Rumble show.
Yes.
That's coming to Saudi Arabia on my daughter's birthday, April 27th.
Yes.
Rusev was going to be in a casket match against this guy. Oh, he's stuck in the wires against this guy. The match is no longer happening. It will not be The Undertaker against Rusev in a casket match. The Undertaker is going to wrestle in a casket match, and his opponent will be Chris Jericho. Yep. Yeah, Chris Jericho. Y2J is going to take on The Undertaker in a casket match. What do you think?
Rock and roller.
Yeah. What do you think? How do you call this?
That's a good match.
I'm just hitting you with this now for the first time.
But I had to go with Undertaker.
Okay.
Yes.
I will too. You know, Chris Jericho, especially so high profile after his match with Kenny Omega. And
yes.
they made each other. And we'll talk about Kenny Omega. Also, before we move on about your highs and lows, and I'm going to get to all of them, and I'm going to get to our callers. By the way, somewhere in the next few weeks, I'm going to be arranging a situation where you can call into my show. Yeah. And we can talk. I want to thank all the fans, all the hundreds and hundreds of fans that came to see me as a guest of Austin Wrestling Entertainment on WrestleMania weekend in New Orleans. And I want to thank all the fans that came to see my one-man show at Kayfabe Events as well. My one-man show is going to be coming to England. We're just about signing the contracts in November. So you fans in the United Kingdom, as long as you don't have measles. Did you hear about that?
Jump in the plane right now.
No, did you hear about that thing, about the measles?
Oh, the measles, no.
There was a fan at the Hall of Fame from England who had the measles, and there are emails and warnings going out to a lot of people that if you're at the Hall of Fame sitting next to someone from the United Kingdom and you might have touched it, you might have the measles. Geez. So if you start getting spots and all that, yeah. And the other person I want to thank, and this really shocked me, Stan the Fan, the champ,
yes,
Stan the Fan, is Bill Goldberg.
Yes, Bill Goldberg.
I was shocked.
The Hall of Fame, shouting out.
I was shocked when, Bill Goldberg for years has said to me that I helped make him, and the magazines helped make him. Yeah. And I always say, if you want to thank anybody, thank the magazines. Yes. But he said there was more to it, the friendship and professionalism that we've always shared. And For him to give me a shout out like that
was really big.
Two thumbs up.
Yes, definitely.
To Bill Goldberg.
Definitely.
So right now, the Stan the Fan, while I've got you here, let's talk about WrestleMania and your personal high and your personal low of WrestleMania. Let's go for the high first.
The high first and then low?
Yeah.
The high, I would say, was seeing Nakamura turn heel.
Really?
Yes.
That surprises me because a lot of people, of course, picked the Ronda Rousey moment, etc.
I mean, that was.
But you're the high point. Yeah. Now, why was it having him turn bad guy? Why was that so important? That's interesting. Yeah, this is why I brought Stan the Fan down here.
I actually wanted to see that because some people might know, some people might not know. You know, he was a heel in New Japan.
A bad guy. Now, wait a minute. Yeah. We've got on the line here. Hold on a minute. Let me put him on the speakerphone. Caller, are you there?
Hello. Is this the Apter show? Is this the chat?
This is the Apter chat. Hold on. Let me put you on our speaker here. We've got a lot of people calling in. And sir, what is your name?
I'm the son of legendary wrestling journalist Bill Apter.
Oh, Brandon Apter. Hey, Brandon.
Hey.
Had a great time with you at WrestleMania weekend. We had a lot of fun.
Yes, the feeling is mutual.
Yes, thank you. And I'm here with Stan the Fan live here on OneWrestlingVideo.com. And I know what some of your favorite parts of WrestleMania were. And I want to thank you, by the way, for helping me at WrestleCon.
Of course.
Yeah. But so let's go for your high point of WrestleMania. What was?
Are we talking WrestleMania or WrestleMania weekend?
Well, let's talk about WrestleMania weekend. Okay.
Ooh, the whole weekend.
Okay. Well, I have a tie for my highs.
You have what?
A tie.
I have a tie for the highs.
Okay, hold on. I have a tie right here if you're watching. But go ahead. Ooh. What was your high, Brandon?
My high for actual WrestleMania was the mixed tag match. I think a lot of people weren't sure what to expect from Ronda Rousey and that entire match, but I think the crowd was into it, and I think it was the high point of the event next to the IC title match. But my favorite match of the weekend was the opening match of NXT for the North American Championship 6-man ladder match.
That was incredible.
Absolutely phenomenal.
Yes. Yeah, that was absolutely
unbelievable match.
It certainly was. I'm glad you brought that up. So also you fans, while you're putting in your highs and lows, if you want to talk about NXT, let's do that. What about the low point? There's highs. What was the low?
It's tough to choose because I feel like the back end of the WrestleMania card was just kind of a low in general.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be kind of a devil's advocate here with Stan the Fan and say that my low was the Nakamura Styles match. I think for the build up and the excitement leading up to it, the payoff wasn't great, and as much as I enjoyed the heel turn at the end of it, overall I was underwhelmed by the performance of the two guys, and of course, the Lesnar match was. But yeah, I think the low point for me was the underwhelming moment.
Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the best, how would you rate this WrestleMania?
I gave it a 7.5.
That's great. That's Stan, do you concur with that?
Yeah.
And what do you think about Nakamura as a bad guy now, Brandon?
I think I'm with everybody else. It seems like a great way to push his character, and I think that he has the perfect personality. And again, I think the crowd is very behind him too, and he's very over as well. So I think when he turns heel, he's going to be one of those heels that a lot of people love.
Okay, Brandon Apter, where can people find you on social media? Because you do, you write, you podcast, you do so much, almost reminiscent of that guy that's your father.
Yeah, some guy he is, but I'd like to think that I'm similar.
Listen to your father
without the comb over, of course.
Without the comb over. Thank you. By the way, my son had a great idea. He said that when I sell my books at the conventions, at the tables, I should make a bald wig with a comb over on it, like an alfalfa thing. So if you people want that, I'll have them made up. So where can people find you on social media, Brandon?
On Twitter at the Apter23, and you can follow my podcast at After Hours Pod.
After Hours. I love it. Thank you, Brandon Apter. And don't forget to go to bed on time now. You have school
Okay.
in the morning.
School.
Yes.
All right.
I need you to send me that $20 you owe me, or I'm going to have to send that guy to the house again.
That Strowman guy?
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
you'll
Yeah.
have, I will drive it from here. He lives in Atlanta. I will drive it from Philly to Atlanta tonight. Don't send Strowman.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks,
right.
Brandon.
Bye.
All right.
Strowman.
Yeah, really. That Brandon Apter here. And yeah, my son's been a wrestling fan for years. So let's go actually forever. His favorites growing up were Sting, Goldberg, and Rey Mysterio. And we got to spend
So a lot of WCW.
Yeah,
wrestlers.
yeah. And then he left Brandon left for a while because his favorites left for a while. But we got to spend some real quality time with Sting at the Hall of Fame. We got to spend some quality time with Goldberg at the Hall of Fame and at WrestleCon with Rey Mysterio. Out of those three, do you have a favorite? Or are you just a fan of the bad guys?
No, I like Sting.
Okay.
I mean, I like Sting back in the old Stinger days.
Yeah.
Before it was, as they called him, the Crow Sting.
Yes. Well, that was almost the evil Sting.
Yeah.
Ran around with a baseball bat. Let's go look at some of the comments now from some of the fans here. Richard Bain, why have Charlotte end her streak and lose to Carmella, Bill? Well, that's not a high or low, which is the theme here, but I mentioned today would be totally interactive. So that's a great question. Why have her lose a streak? I think to build up interest in Charlotte, because after beating Asuka, I still say Azuka, after beating Asuka, she comes across as unbeatable. So another match against Asuka would be really, really good, correct?
Yes, very good.
But now she's got a reason to go against somebody. Yeah, and she was really beaten brutally by those
kind of duel.
Yes. Yeah. I mean,
Peyton
really.
Royce and Billy Kay.
So so that's your answer.
And I think to throw in a real quick on this next week, but we see what happens with all the shifting.
We're getting lots
shakeup.
Yes.
So we shall see.
Yes.
Where everybody lands at next week.
So I'm just getting I'm just getting a text here from Keith Elliott Greenberg, who is the editor and writer on some of the great WWE books. I reached out to him earlier today to see if we could get him on here, and he's just texting me back. So let's see. Let's see if we can
get him on there.
Let's see if we can get him on here. Hold on a minute. He has no idea I'm doing this. Let's see if we can get him on for 1 minute. You know his name. He's one of the...
Anybody home?
Nobody there. Nobody there. Okay, well, he's not picking up. Maybe he will... he'll call back in a little while. All right, let's go back to your comments here. MD Song, why not Undertaker against Braun Strowman? You know what? You're talking about for the Saudi Arabia card. I think that would be very good. But you know what? But I want to see Undertaker against Strowman would be a great match. But with Jericho, you don't really know what's going to happen, because the type of wrestler that Chris Jericho is and the type of wrestler that Undertaker is, it just makes, to me, a more interesting match. Yes. Let's go to Dougie Fresh Richards, one of our weekly contributors here on the Apter Chat magazine. Dougie says his high is for WrestleMania was Kurt and Rousey. That match, personally, she did really good. Best match of Mania, I think. Okay, so why don't you ask me what my high was?
Okay. What was your high?
That's funny you would ask me that. My high was kind of a tie. It was also the Ronda Rousey match, and the Charlotte Asuka match. I thought
Very good match.
blew everything else.
Yes.
Totally blew everything else away. I really did.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, David, who's calling from Gibraltar, says he's getting a fax tone. I don't know why. There we go. Let's see if let's see who's calling here. Hello, Bill Apter. You're on the Apter chat. Hello. You're on live.
Nope.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. Well, they that's it. They were on live, but then all right. Let's
Yeah,
keep
that was
going.
very
With,
good.
let's keep
Very
going on with
surprising.
let's
The
keep
Asuka
going
and
on
Charlotte
with
match.
your. Maybe that was Asuka.
That was Asuka.
David Bass, from watching my 4K TV. Oh, come on. We know you've got money, David. WrestleMania was good from a fan. It was the WrestleMania that kept giving from Taker 2, Roman displaying the Crimson Mask. Mr. Apter is number one. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. So let's discuss Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. You know, a lot of people are bombing what that match was. In the old days of the magazines, the crimson face of Roman Reigns would have made the cover of any pro wrestling magazine. And I would have been there with my camera. I would have been there with my camera shooting that.
I remember how many times you had all kinds of people on there with the
but I didn't. You know what? I didn't.
and
really,
a whole bunch of people from.
Oh yeah.
The magazine.
But you know what? I didn't hate that match. It was an old school like Texas death match almost. Everybody was shocked at how it ended.
Big kind of beatdown of big fight.
Yeah, but everybody thought that Roman Reigns was going to win.
Yes.
So he didn't win.
Yeah.
So now he goes to Saudi Arabia and goes into a steel cage against Brock Lesnar. Yes. And everybody says, well, they got to get him out of the country to make him champion. We don't know if they're going to make him champion. Brock Lesnar is just signed.
Beat him again then.
Lesnar is signed again with the WWE.
You guys see what happens.
So David, very good comment there. Okay, let's see. I think, is that you, David?
Hi, Bill.
This is David Diaz, one of the great wrestling fans, and tell them where you're calling from.
Calling you from the Rock of Gibraltar, Bill.
Not the Rock. It doesn't matter. But the Rock of Gibraltar. And as you remember, Gibraltar is the area that Baron Cicluna came from, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. What time is it there? Because it's 7.
It's 1:15 a.m.
in the morning. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So you watched what time did WrestleMania finish? Where you
around
watched it?
6:15 my time.
In the morning.
Yep.
Unbelievable. Well, we have a great connection here. How long have you been watching wrestling, David?
I've been watching wrestling for the last 26 years now.
Wow.
And obviously because my brother introduced me to it at a very young age. And it stuck, and it still continues to be one of my passions.
Well, then, before I ask you about WrestleMania, I do have a question to ask you.
Sure.
Is wrestling fixed?
It was never broken. So
you got it. All right. Now you can stand. My book. That's a plug I do every week. So from Gibraltar, you stayed up all night watching WrestleMania. Let's get first, what was your low of WrestleMania?
My lows of WrestleMania, I dare say I was not very pleased with the way WWE handled the whole Undertaker Cena situation.
Really?
I would have much preferred maybe that Cena issued like an open challenge and then he just gets the surprise of his life that Taker's really there.
What did you think of the way the match actually went down, though?
I thought it was pretty cool. In a sense, it just shows you that maybe Cena was never just ready for the Undertaker. It just shows you that he is beatable and that he's not super Cena as the fans make him out to be. And he's just weak against the Undertaker. He's never beat him, so it only made sense for him to get beat by the Undertaker once again.
So let's move on to Saudi Arabia. The Undertaker now against Chris Jericho in a casket match. Rusev is out.
Jericho's in.
Yeah. What are you looking at?
I think that's going to be great, to be quite honest. I think it's a treat for the fans. I mean, even though Jericho, I'm not saying I've actually wrestled before, I still believe it's a treat for the fans in Saudi Arabia to get to see the Undertaker live. is a spectacle in its own right, and to get Chris Jericho as well, even more of a spectacle.
Yeah, and
I think it's one.
Do you think Jericho is going to fall into the abyss that
Say again, Bill, sorry.
Do you think that Jericho is going to fall into the same abyss that John Cena did, where Cena had no chance against The Undertaker?
I think Jericho could give him more of a match, to be quite honest. Keep in mind, I think Jericho has faced him more recent than Cena had. I mean, John hadn't wrestled The Undertaker, if I'm not mistaken, in almost 15 years. I mean, compare that to 8 is like actually quite a lot. But Jericho never misses a beat, he studies his opponents, and I think he's still one of the best in the game, I dare say.
True.
And no knock to John Cena, but Cena couldn't get started in that match.
No.
He really
I think the thing is with John Cena, I think right now he's at the ultimate where he could easily go like The Rock did, but at the same time he's becoming like Hulk Hogan, where maybe his career is winding down. And at the same time, maybe it's just his way of just saying thank you to The Undertaker as well. That's what maybe Undertaker went over.
Yeah, and it's
at the end of the day.
Yeah, and it's also a situation where I think I praise John Cena for, in his loss there, he took it like a man.
Yes, very true.
Yeah.
The thing is, I mean, right now it's WWE's too unpredictable, and I think the way they handled Mania in general was very unpredictable in every sense of the word. I don't think there was a clear win in any match.
So, what was your high point of WrestleMania?
Oh, I really enjoyed the Ronda Rousey match. The mixed tag match was probably the match of the night. I just say everything about it, from the drama to the wrestling, Ronda can go, and I think she proved, like, obviously she did it in the Octagon in UFC, but I think she proved that she really does belong in the WWE.
Yeah.
And I just say even more than that, I compared her to Ken Shamrock. I think Ken Shamrock did the same thing. Ken Shamrock came in.
Yes.
And a lot of people didn't think he was going to build up and to be what he became, really. And then that's what I think Ronda's going to become. She's going to become this generation's Ken Shamrock.
Letting you know and everyone else out there, at WrestleCon, I did a 15-minute interview with Ken Shamrock. Nobody has seen him in many, many years, and I'll be running that somewhere in the next week or two. Hall of Fame, what did you think?
Oh, I loved it. I mean, I thought it was more... This year's Hall of Fame was probably one of the ultimate classes, and I just say it was more to promote who the future class should be. I really liked the way Jeff handled the whole Owen situation. I like how Mark Henry pleaded to him after the fact that Owen should be in.
Yes.
I think everything from the inductions, they were very personal, and then even when the inductees did get up on the podium and did actually talk, it was very sentimental to a lot of people. I think all the inductions this year, you probably thought, okay, Ivory's was great. I mean, everything she talked about made a lot of sense.
Yeah. She had glow.
She had glow,
Yeah.
No pun intended, right?
Pun intended. Go ahead.
I mean, I really enjoyed. I think my highlight was probably Jeff Jarrett's, and mostly I think it's like that we always say. You know it more than I do, Bill. In the wrestling world, you never say never, and I think Jeff Jarrett was the ultimate never say never.
Yes.
In the sense of, like, maybe he could have gone back to WWE, but not the Hall of Fame. But I still believe, generally, and as much as I love Jeff Jarrett's work, I still believe his dad should be there too.
Oh, I do too. And while we're talking about Jeff Jarrett, something that I don't want to forget about is that the next night on Raw, as you saw, Kurt Angle said to Owens and Sami Zayn, I heard TNA is hiring. Yeah. So now we have Jeff Jarrett, who started, one of the 3 people who started TNA. Kurt Angle now mentions TNA, and now we find out that the DVD that the WWE will have coming out on the Hardys will include some footage by TNA. So I wonder what's going on here.
Now, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I just say, Bill, maybe it's the ultimate conspiracy. I remember years back that people thought, obviously, because when Christian Cage jumps over, then Kurt Angle jumps over, and all these other from WWE stars at the time jumped to TNA, they automatically thought, okay, maybe WWE does own TNA.
I don't think they own it, but maybe there's a situation going on with Anthem Entertainment that we just.
I think there's more than meets the eye there. I think the whole thing. Even when Dixie Carter appeared on the Kurt Angle 24 special, and I think that there is a lot of a working relationship with TNA, and I think even, I dare say, maybe this talks for Jeff to even give the TNA library to the WWE, like from the stuff that when he was running the ship.
All right. So you have, I want to thank you because it's 1:25 in the morning where you are, and you're very analytical.
I'm up for a while.
Well, you're very analytical, and I would like to welcome you back periodically on the live after chat here to analyze some of the things that are going. And you've got a good radio voice. Anybody ever tell you that?
No, I've actually wanted to do this for a while, and I thank you for the honor, Bill. I've been a long time, so it's quite an honor to actually have a chat with you. And obviously, if we can do more, who knows? Who's to say that we can collaborate in the future?
Yes, no, this would be great. From Gibraltar, my dear friend David Diaz. Thank you so much, and we'll see you. The Gibraltar matches.
And I'll see you at the matches very soon.
Thank you. Wow, all the way from Gibraltar. So
1 in the morning.
Okay, so right now I want to go to. We have to call something up here, and we do this every week. Every week I need to disconnect our Apter phone. I need to connect over here, and we want to go right now to Ryan Bowman, who does our Wrestler of the Week. Let's see. I don't know who he picked this time, but he sent me a male Wrestler of the Week and a female. So this is one of the best new reporters in the wrestling business. He's a classy guy. You can find him at the gorilla position. So let's take a look right now with his male Wrestler of the Week. Let's listen, Stan, and everyone out there.
This is Ryan Bowman of the Gorilla Position video podcast, here to present this edition's Wrestler of the Week. As Saturday night progressed, it became clear that NXT TakeOver New Orleans would be part of a very different kind of era. An era that will change wrestling, an era that is undisputed. And that era for now belongs to Adam Cole, baby.
Wow. Yes.
Standing at the forefront of this fantastic faction is the brand new North American heavyweight champion, who won a potential match of the year by defeating 5 other men and climbing the ladder to claim the gold. The action in that match was rough and fast-paced, but Cole wasn't done there. He joined fellow undisputed teammate Kyle O'Reilly to defend the NXT Tag Team titles and win the Dusty Rhodes Classic.
I was there.
In the process, he also solidified the Undisputed Era by adding Roderick Strong as its 4th member. By the end of the night, Adam Cole had secured 2 big victories, snagged the first ever North American title, stood amongst all the trophies, and left TakeOver looking like the most powerful man in NXT. For that performance, we award him our Wrestler of the Week.
We got to do this. Yes. Excellent. Ryan Bowman, thank you so much. So are you curious who his pick is for the ladies? Who do you think?
I think he's going to say Charlotte.
I think he's going to say Nia Jax. So let's see. Ryan Bowman, come on back in.
To Ronda Rousey's amazing WWE debut at WrestleMania.
Wait a minute.
And Shayna Baszler. I'm Ryan Bowman of thegorillaposition.com, returning once again for the Apter Mag video podcast, here to hand out the award for this week's Outstanding Female Wrestler. There were many, many worthy choices, from Charlotte Flair defending her SmackDown Women's title and snapping Asuka's streak, to Ronda Rousey's amazing WWE debut at WrestleMania, and Shayna Baszler's NXT.
Where did you go, Ryan? Hang on a minute. We had we have a blip here.
A little blip.
A blip.
Just about to say what he was going to say.
Wow. So let's try and do this. Hold on a minute. Let's go back here. This is live, ladies and gentlemen.
Asuka's streak, to Ronda Rousey's amazing WWE debut at WrestleMania, and Shayna Baszler's NXT Women's title victory on Saturday night at TakeOver.
Yeah.
But anytime something is 16 years in the making, it's got to be too good of a build to pass up. At ROH Supercard of Honor on Saturday night, Sumi Sakai became the first women's champion in the company's history. For many fans, the emergence of a WOH title has been a long time coming. Sakai has also been a mainstay of not only women's wrestling, but a performer for Ring of Honor going all the way back to its origins in 2002. She defeated fellow veteran Kelly Klein in the tournament finals and will look to establish a whole new era of the Women of Honor.
Wow.
For defeating Kelly Klein, for making history, and for continuing to blaze a new trail in ladies wrestling as the first ever Women of Honor champion, Sumi Sakai is our Female Wrestler of the Week.
That's very good.
Really?
Not really surprising.
Really.
Hey.
Now, you were at I was supposed to be at the the Ring of Honor show, and
Yes,
due
the
to
Ring of Honor.
transportation issues, I never got there.
No.
And I wound up with my son Brandon as a fan for the night, and it was great sitting in the last row of the Smoothie
NXT?
Center for NXT. Yeah,
Okay.
because I wanted to go. I had been promised an interview by Bubba Ray Dudley
Okay.
to talk about the Hall of Fame, but I never got there. You were there.
Boy,
So
Ray.
let me find out. Everybody, the fever, of course, was for the Cody Rhodes
and
Kenny Omega
Can I
match.
say that?
So yes,
Cody.
so
You know.
we know what happened in the match, but give me the whole. What was the feeling?
Well, yeah, most of the people know what happened now.
Well, tell them for the
Is
people
that
who
Cody
don't know.
won with the help of a mistake by the Young Bucks.
Yes.
So went to super kick Cody and missed him and super kick Kenny.
Okay.
And you know, that was pretty much how Cody won the match. But,
So the feud is not over.
the feud is not over now. The
Not
feud is still
over.
going on.
And the rumor is, of course, that All In, which will be
September 1st.
September 1st, that
Yes.
that match, that feud will continue.
Yes.
What do you think of the match? Rated on a 1 to 10 scale, 10 being the best.
I would say like an 8.
An 8.
Yeah.
Okay. What else did you?
I would say it was a good match.
What else popped for you that night?
The 6-man tag match was very good too.
Okay.
I was about to say the Addiction, that was their old name, but
Okay.
SoCal Uncensored.
All right.
Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian and Scorpion Sky. That was a very good match. They kept their belts, but it was a ladder match, and they were going against the Young Bucks. And
so you had a great time. It was a great night.
It was a great night.
It was a great night. So if you went to Ring of Honor, you can
night.
check in. I want to get back to some of your comments, please.
I know NXT was very well too.
Yeah,
And they had
it
a lot
was.
of good shows and a lot of good matches.
It was. It made the whole weekend so great. I didn't give you my low.
There was a lot of good wrestling. No, you didn't give your.
I didn't give you my low.
either.
You want to know? You want to know?
What's your low?
What was your low?
I mean, I did enjoy most of the stuff. It's my low for a little aspect of some people for different perspective.
Spit it out.
Strowman and his tag team partner versus.
Oh, you talking about Nicholas?
Nicholas versus the Bar. Yeah, the former.
Yeah.
Now I understand to a certain point. Some people could like it, and that's fine.
Okay, entertainment.
It was the entertainment value, yes,
yeah.
And everything. That was a low for me, but
who would you have liked to have seen come in as Braun Strowman's opponent?
There's a lot of talk.
Partner.
That's an interesting question because there was a lot of people I know they talked about.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people thought it was Rey Mysterio.
I was thinking it was either going to be Mysterio, or I was thinking it was going to be Big Cass, or there are supposedly rumors that he's going to be Colin Cassidy again.
Yeah,
as he used to be. We'll see what happens, but
that's it. I thought they were going to bring back Hornswoggle. That's what I thought was.
Yeah,
you
never know. Could have.
But you know what? My disappointment, my low point was Rusev Day did not happen.
Rusev, yes, you're right.
Blown away, and now Rusev has been
Day
taken out of the casket match.
So it's really bad now.
In Saudi Arabia against
no Rusev Day that day either.
Right. So what's going on? We have to find out what is going on. So let me go.
We need Rusev Day.
All right.
Rusev Day.
A holiday. Okay. So let's go over here. Hello, Mr. Apter. Hi, Jody Aldley. Brandon Apter on the phone. David Best. Thank you. Let's see. MD Song. Nice to see the old blood flowing in WWE again. All right. Do you think Mania? Gavinitis. Hello, my friend from the United Kingdom. I will be coming to do my one-man show, courtesy of Kayfabe Events, sometime in November. So I will keep everyone posted. AC Smooth. Oh my goodness. This is. Hold on. We're going to patch you in. It's another call. Is this AC Smooth?
Hello. It is the one and only, and I have the absolute privilege and pleasure of speaking with the legend Bill Apter. Man, it's been so long, my friend.
It has. We have not talked in a long time. AC Smooth, a wrestling reporter, a wrestling broadcaster, who I've known.
You're too kind.
Who I've known for a long time, and he saw our tweets here, and I told him if he wanted to come on to give us a quick call. So WrestleMania weekend.
Yes, sir.
What was the high and what was the low?
if I could be honest with you, Mr. Apter,
don't lie. Be honest.
I know. Listen. I was listening in, and the gentleman that you had on a little while ago was speaking about the Undertaker being the low and Ronda being the high, and I was very, very similar.
Slow down, AC. Hold on. Slow down a little bit. You're talking a little fast. Okay, go ahead.
That's the Puerto Rican in me. I'm sorry. We just naturally speak.
I know we do. We do. I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean? No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say the similar response as far as his highs and lows. But to be honest with you, I was really, really, really pleasantly surprised with the Asuka Charlotte match. I think those girls tore the building down. And to have it where Asuka didn't win, that blew me away in a positive way.
Yeah.
Very shocking. Very
okay.
surprising.
Yeah.
Yes.
Me too.
I want to say about 98% of the audience was really thinking that Asuka was going to keep her streak alive. And for them to twist it on us, I thought that was absolutely phenomenal. And of course, like I said, the match itself was,
it was a technical wrestling match. It was like the type of match you would see in Japan.
Yes.
Yeah, and they both left with battle wounds. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but if you look at both of them, they had scratches, bleeding. I mean, it was a brutal match, but absolutely phenomenal.
I got to meet. I got to meet Asuka over the weekend, and I have to tell you, for someone who is like Ronda Rousey, so deadly, she is such a sweetheart. Yeah, she's lovely.
I can say the exact same thing. I had the pleasure of meeting her at an NXT show here in Orlando.
Yeah.
And she is nothing short of an absolute sweetheart. In the ring, completely different story. But face to face, I think she's an absolute sweetheart. And that's probably why she's where she is now.
Yeah. What about the low point of the show?
All right. So this is an answer that you've heard before, and I do apologize. But the Undertaker John Cena presentation, I think for me, took away from WrestleMania.
Wow.
I am a huge fan of both.
Yes.
And I mean that sincerely. I'm a big fan of John Cena, a huge fan of The Undertaker. He's legendary status, obviously. But their presentation of it was just a little predictable with him running out of the audience into the back. I think the gentleman sitting next to you suggested that he do an open challenge.
Stan the Fan did mention that.
Entrance of Taker.
Yeah.
I think that would have been a better presentation. But not only that, if I could defend John Cena for a second, I think his performance, he didn't get to do anything. I understand it was total dominance from The Undertaker, but at the same time, I feel John Cena should have at least had a little bit of an attack, a little something. Yeah. I think the match was too dominated by The Undertaker.
What I wanted to see, and I told people this before the show, is that after the kickoff show, the lights go down. You see John Cena schmoozing in his seat with the fans. The lights go down. And that match opens the show. That's what I want to see. Oh,
man. Yeah, see, again, there was ways to present it, and I think it was, borderline cheesy to have him run in the back. I did like the twist of having Elias come out, because at least he got a few minutes on WrestleMania, and that was cool to see. Big fan of Elias. Not many people agree with me, but
my feet are tired. My feet are tired from walking with him, but I do like him. I really do. I just that's a terrible joke, and I don't mean that if you're watching Elias, you're an incredible wrestler and you're a great entertainer. Like Randy Macho Man Savage at times. Yeah.
Daddy. And I definitely do walk with Elias. I think he's a hell of a performer, and he's really, really entertaining.
So where does he? I'm
happy that he got that spot.
Where does he go? Where does he go next?
Man, that's a good question. I would put him in the Intercontinental title picture, to be honest with you. I don't think World Heavyweight title just yet, but I think he would fit comfortably in the Intercontinental picture.
Okay. All right. Well, that's great.
I agree with that.
Well, I want to thank you for calling, and it's
I'd like to thank you for remembering me and asking me to be a part of this. It's an absolute privilege and a pleasure. I do miss running into you at the shows and things of that nature, so I really do hope that our paths cross soon.
We'll do it again. Where are you living these days?
I am in Orlando, Florida.
Oh, Performance Center country.
I'm like 10 minutes away from the Performance Center.
Wow. He used to wrestle under the name of Alberto Carabello. I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah, it was a 2-second match.
Under a mask.
Very long. It wasn't impressive at all.
He was a luchador. Thank you, AC.
Luchador.
Thank you for having me, Bill. You take care.
Thank you for calling us. All right. That's great. Another part of WrestleMania weekend that I want to talk about is that New Orleans became WrestleMania City.
Yes.
There were wrestlers, there were fans all over the city that dressed up as wrestlers. It was magnificent. So right now,
I know you went to a few of them.
Yes, definitely. So right now, what I want to do is go to our weekly rankings from Travis Volts. Okay. I just have to find his file here.
Oh, the one from your old
T Volts, yes.
From
the other podcast when I did that with Tricky Nicky.
Yes.
And okay, so Travis Volts TV, who again is just both a terrific
TV.
Yeah, both a terrific reporter.
Raw. Wow, are things heating up on Monday Night Raw with returning superstars and NXT call-ups. Let's get started. Coming in at number 10, his name, Raw. Wow, are things heating up on Monday Night Raw with returning superstars and NXT. Exactly what I said when he debuted on Monday Night Raw. No way! Jose.
He was good.
Number 9, returning. Some know him as Brother Nero, others Jeff Hardy, who took place in the 6-man tag team main event. Number 8, also taking place in that 6-man tag team event, the leader of the Baylor Club, Mr. Finn Balor.
Impressive.
Number 7 is Woken Matt Hardy. Will this be his last week in the singles top 10? Is he devoting himself to his new tag team? Time will tell. Number 6, who wants to walk with Elias? Apparently nobody, but everybody wants to beat him up. He's been taking a beating a lot lately, but he is still showcased on a regular basis. Number 5 is former Intercontinental Champion, The Miz. Speaking of former. Possibly the former big dog in the yard, Roman Reigns comes in at number 4. Is he still the big dog in the yard? After his verbal tongue lashing he got from Samoa Joe, time's going to tell there as well.
Yeah.
Coming in at number 3, a man who continues to grow in popularity, even though he had to relinquish the tag team titles. Watch for big things as a single stars for the monster among men, Braun Strowman.
He's getting better and better.
Watch for big things in the 4th grade from Nicholas. Coming in at number 2 and seems to have a career resurgence. Your brand new Intercontinental Champion, Monday Night Rollins himself, burn it down himself, Seth Rollins. Watch for a tremendous Intercontinental title reign out of Seth Rollins. That, of course, leaves us with our number 1 placeholder on your Raw Top 10, and still your Universal Champion, Brock Lesnar. What do you think of these top 10, fans? Let me know if you disagree or agree on the Twitter at PW Paper Champion, or give a shout out to Bill Apter himself and tell him what you think of this top 10. Interesting to see what happens from here on out with all the NXT call-ups and returning superstars. Look for the top 10 to look a lot different next week and the week after with the superstar shakeup. That's it for thanks, and back to you, Bill.
Thank you, TV. Ask you something with this superstar shakeup. If you could reverse one person from Raw, put him in SmackDown and vice versa.
See, I got somebody from SmackDown. I think Daniel Bryan would be interesting to go to Raw.
I think so too. Yeah.
Raw, I didn't think about somebody from
By the
Raw,
way, his real comeback match against AJ Styles, they were both phenomenal in that match.
Yes, that was a great match.
Absolutely.
Well, lasted.
Yeah, and all the worry. But all the worry about Daniel Bryan and his physical condition.
It's kind of like throwing out that.
I guess I'm still concerned.
Door.
I'm still concerned.
Still concerned?
I'm still concerned. I really am.
Took some shots.
He certainly did.
I kind of think.
But I'm wondering.
It looks good.
I'm wondering if Roman Reigns is going to wind up
on SmackDown.
Yeah, because I think Roman Reigns at this point is kind of
interesting to see what happens.
Disgusted about what's been going on with him.
You know?
And
Reigns
to go
against Styles, or
if Styles is still there.
Styles stays.
Yeah, we don't know. Lesnar and Reigns could both.
They both go there. Yeah,
they could both move over there. Right now, I want to go to our other rankings here. The Gonzo Shark is there. He is. He's swimming into action here, and let's go to the Gonzo Shark's rankings for SmackDown Live men's rankings.
Humanoids of the wrestling world. This is Gonzo Shark for Bill Apter's Video Magazine podcast.
He's a little low today.
You SmackDown Live men's top 10 rankings for this historic week of WrestleMania 34.
Must have been late.
Coming in at number 10 is a guy that I don't think gets his due very often, but he had a great performance in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, Mojo Rawley. At number 9, another guy who doesn't really get his due, and he had another great performance in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, Baron Corbin. At number 8, with a spectacular performance at WrestleMania, none other than the SmackDown Live commissioner, Shane McMahon.
Oh, yeah, he's good.
At number 7, the glorious Bobby Roode. At number 6, you know what day it is. It's Rusev Day. At number 5, the Viper, Randy Orton, who is also the new number 1 contender for the United States Championship.
He's always in contention. Yes. He's always in contention.
At number 4, blazing it up on SmackDown Live and at WrestleMania with his return to the ring, former SmackDown Live general manager, Daniel Bryan. And he most certainly turned WrestleMania into Yeselmania.
Yeselmania.
At number 3, a guy who probably pulled off one of the best heel turns I've seen in forever. And I think that as over as his character was before, it will be over the moon now if they write this heel turn the correct way. And that would be none other than Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh, yeah, your guy.
At number 2, a guy who has reclaimed his glory, the new United States champion, the modern-day Maharaja, Jinder Mahal.
I was surprised at that.
And at number 1, still, after 2 weeks, after WrestleMania, he's still phenomenal. The WWE champion, AJ Styles.
Yes. Thank you.
If you have any issues with my rankings, please find me on Twitter at GonzoShark1.
Well, Gonzo Shark must have done those late because he's
out. And I'll give it back to you, Bill.
Thank you very much, Gonzo Shark. Very low voice there. I want to try and get Keith Elliott Greenberg again because he did say he tried to call in. And he's been with the WWE writing books. He's been with America's Most Wanted. He's been in the wrestling business, and he's a very dear friend, almost forever, so to say. So let me see if I can get him on here. And he and I spent a lot of time together at this event. So let's see if we can get him here. We're going Facebook.
So, a lot of people didn't mention it yet, but Lashley's return on Monday Night Raw.
And let's talk about the new general manager.
Yes, the general manager.
Talk about
SmackDown.
But we need to get to the fans' questions here.
Yeah, that's true too.
We really do.
We got a lot.
Mr. Greenberg is not picking up. We'll get him. We're going to get him here.
We get him. See other ones we got here. Get the team ones.
Okay, we will get him here. Okay, so you talked about Bobby Lashley coming back. Very impressive. A lot of martial arts style guys.
Yes.
And I keep calling this NXTNA. Yes, but but he did come back on Monday Night Raw. And it was good to see him. The big shock is Paige retiring and then showing up the next day on SmackDown
Tuesday night.
As the new general manager
for SmackDown. Yeah,
that was absolutely shocking and great to see that
because it went from a very heartfelt farewell on Monday Night Raw to now her new role.
Yeah, and it was
SmackDown general manager.
It was tremendous, and to see a lady in that point,
it's very
yeah.
And she made the match, of course, with Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles.
Absolutely.
So everybody was
the first match is Let me go to some of your comments because I did ask for comments. And we're getting so many people calling here. MD Song, Highs, Cody versus Kenny. Jerry Lawler's fireball on Joey Ryan at WrestleMania at WrestleCon. That Joey Ryan tried to be Andy Kaufman.
Okay.
That's what I was told. And MD Song, my buddy there, was watching all this on streaming. Highs, NXT, the highs were the ladder match for the North American belt. That was great. Gardenia versus Ciampa, great. WrestleMania high, Rousey and low. There's no low there, unless that was his high and low. Juan Luis Morales. Did you see the Andre documentary? Did you watch it?
I saw 47 minutes of it so far.
I saw the whole thing. I knew Andre very well. There are photos of me on my Facebook page with Andre the Giant on my wall.
Yes, I did see that.
Andre always talked like this. I loved the production. I loved everything they did with it.
It's really good so far.
It was really good, but I found it, I was sad when it ended. I found it sad that here was a guy who started off so strong, and eventually it kept going downhill and downhill. It was a great, I should win some sort of an award. And I think they spent a lot of time on Hogan versus Andre and how they laid the whole match out. And I thought that part was absolutely brilliant. And that they didn't know, Hogan didn't know what the finish of that match was going to be until he was in the ring. Yeah, that was great. So I liked it. I really did.
So good. It's really good so far.
Thank you, Mr. Morales. MD Song, the whole WrestleMania kickoff show. He liked that. Kaida. Hey, Bill, what a weekend for wrestling. The business is healthy. All the best from your Scottish friend. Thank you.
That's not Nikki Cross.
I don't know who that is, but thank you very much for my Scottish friend.
Scotland.
And hopefully when I come to England, you'll come and see my one-man show. Gavinitis, hello again. Richard Bain, Bill Apter for the Hall of Fame, and Lex Luger and Nikita Koloff. All of, if I go in, by the way, there's got to be a media wing for that. And George Napolitano has to go in as well.
Sure.
So Ian Wrestling King 83, Undertaker versus Sting. Wow. Now, we didn't think about that for Saudi Arabia, did we?
No.
Maybe Jericho will cancel out now and Sting. Yeah, boy, that would be something. In their prime, what a great... Who would have won in the prime? Undertaker versus Sting. I say Sting.
In their prime?
Yeah, I say Sting would have won.
I would say Sting.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let us know what you think. Clem Guna Ford. What a great name. Worst WrestleMania in years. Brock Lesnar is disgraceful to WWE. Give Matt Hardy a chance. Well said. I don't agree that it was the worst WrestleMania in years. Brock Lesnar being disgraceful. Give Matt Hardy a chance. I think they are. I think he and Bray Wyatt as a team are going to be brilliant.
Yeah, I think they're definitely going with that.
Hopefully they don't do too much.
See what happens.
Well, hopefully they don't do too much shtick with them. That I really think together they're going to be great. Tim Eichler, why in caps do you think the crowd was not into the main event of WrestleMania? I don't know. I was up in the press box, and I don't know if it was because the show was really, really, really long, like Ring of Honor was, or that they just thought that Brock Lesnar was going to lose, and
maybe they thought
why watch it? Yeah, but it was an ending. Nobody.
But they surprised them. So
yeah, so I don't really know. I liked the match. I really did. It was a good old. It was a fight. It was a fight. By the way, you know what else I liked? At the Hall of Fame, the Goldberg entrance, that they kept it true to the Goldberg.
To the way that Goldberg came out the ring. That's true.
David Bass, thank you, Mr. Apter, and professional wrestling fans. Thank you, David. MD Song, nice to see the old blood flowing again. Yeah.
Little comes with man.
Yeah, but Gavinitis, do you think Mania should be a 22-day event or stay-along event? A 22-day event all month. All month. That's it. I'll be there.
Wow.
I don't know if my wife would like me.
Be there the whole month, right?
Or my dog. Richard Bain have another women's elimination chamber match. Would like to see that.
Like to see that.
Morgan. Okay, wonderful Willie. Got to get some work done. Take care, my friend. Thank you for joining us there, Morgan. Everyone click the thumbs up button and share, please. We have another call. Oh,
there you go. Finally.
It is him.
We finally got him.
Keith Greenberg.
Hello, Mr. Apter.
You're on live right now on my 1
I'm
hour.
Online. What do you mean I'm online?
You're on live.
Live.
This is my live once a week magazine podcast. We are doing a special of calling people for their WrestleMania highs and lows. And you were sitting here with Stan the Fan, and I figured if I could grab you for a moment, I know where you are and what you're doing. First of all, it was wonderful to see you over WrestleMania weekend.
It was great to see you. I wish we could have spent more time together, but I see you did get to fly home with the inimitable Shun Yamaguchi, WWE Japanese wrestling announcer.
I did, and I love him. He's absolutely great. Keith, I mentioned some of your credentials here, of course, how you've authored so many books in WWE, how you've worked for America's Most Wanted, and just look up Keith Elliott Greenberg. I don't want to keep you long because I know you're busy here. WrestleMania high and low from the perspective of someone covering it.
Okay, WrestleMania high would be Charlotte versus Asuka.
I said the same thing.
I would say that I going in, I had a vision of two dream matches: Charlotte versus Asuka and AJ versus Nakamura. And after the Charlotte Asuka match, I really felt that was a WrestleMania moment. And when Charlotte Flair cried, she looked at the title. That was that's like a moment like when Rick won the title in 1983 in the cage with Gene Kiniski as the referee.
Yes, I was there.
Yeah, I know you were
watching.
There. I know
you were there. I was watching
in my Pro Wrestling Illustrated T-shirt, shooting pictures.
I've watched the video many times. Let me think of the low. I don't want to, call it a low because I was entertained all the way through.
Yeah.
But maybe there was so much emphasis on the both AJ and Nakamura. Everybody used their match in New Japan as a benchmark. And although Nakamura's villainous turn at the end got me thinking and talking, the match itself was not the classic that I was hoping for.
I said the same thing.
Yeah. And Daniel Bryan and Shane, I was so excited to see Daniel Bryan come back. I think my fantasies exceeded the realities. I was expecting to be on my feet the entire time and the entire arena chanting yes, yes, yes from the beginning to the end.
Yeah.
So I set the bar too high in my own mind.
Now, no, everyone set a certain bar for Ronda Rousey, and I think Ronda Rousey's match, and they call it Ronda Rousey's match, far exceeded the hype that preceded it.
Wasn't sure because the variable was Stephanie McMahon.
Yeah.
And I know she's been in the ring before, but they worked that match perfectly. And Stephanie performed. And, so that was I knew it would be a fun match, but it was really memorable match.
Yeah.
It's not going to be one of those moments. Remember the time Stephanie wrestled at WrestleMania? That was a popcorn match, or it was, a novelty. It was a good match. It was a fun match. And Triple H was very generous. And I'm not just saying that because he holds a lot of people's faith in his hands.
No, that was, and Stephanie was, and I rarely curse, but she was the ultimate bitch. She really was. Yeah. That should be her harmonica.
Played it well, and and then it carried over the next day onto Raw.
Absolutely.
And when she was at that, when she was in that sling, and Ronda Rousey gave her the armbar again in the sling, I believed.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Keith, where can people find you on social media?
Pardon me?
Where can people find you on social media?
On social media, all they need to I'm on Facebook, Keith Elliott Green, KEITH SHELLIOT GREENDERG.
Right.
Or you can go on Amazon, type in my name, and you'll maybe order some of my books.
Yeah, you have there are a slew of books. Yeah,
It was. I'm still on a high from it.
All right.
Okay, I
too.
will talk to you soon, my friend.
See you at the matches. Yes.
See you at the match.
Wow, he's like an icon in my opinion. All right, we have a few more minutes left here. I know Gonzo has sent another set of rankings here. Okay. So let's go to hope you people are enjoying this unusually different Apter match. And by the way, I want to invite you back to come. You've been an excellent co-host. So the Thursdays are open to you here.
Well, thank you very much, Bill.
Yes.
Very honored to be part of
This is Gonzo Shark for Bill Apter's video. Number 10 is a woman who proved that she belongs in the ring. She can go in the ring. She had a great performance at WrestleMania. None other than Raw Commissioner Stephanie McMahon.
Definitely. Oh, she was great.
At number 9 is a woman who pulled off a huge upset on Raw, and I never ever saw it coming. Absolution's Mandy Rose.
Yeah.
At number 8 is a woman who dropped her belt at WrestleMania, unfortunately for her, and she also dropped in the rankings because of it.
Alexa Bliss.
Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
Talking about the new champion, Nia
At
Jax.
number 7 is a woman who just got called up, had a great performance on Raw. I think the sky is the limit for this woman. Number 7 goes to Ember Moon. Yeah. Number 6 goes to a woman who proved that she's one of the baddest women on the planet. She's a natural in the ring. She had a great performance at WrestleMania, a great performance on Raw. None other than Rowdy Ronda Rousey.
She was terrific.
At number 5 goes to a woman who probably had one of the best weeks of her entire career. She won the first ever women's battle royal at WrestleMania, Naomi. At number 4 is a woman who probably hasn't had the greatest week in most people's eyes, but she's definitely one of the best competitors in that ring. And she's just everything you would want out of a women's wrestler. So I don't think that she deserves to drop in the rankings that much. So I'm giving number 4 to Asuka. She might not have her undefeated streak anymore, but she has an enormous, enormous wealth of potential.
Yes.
At number 3 is another woman who dropped her belt, but she's still at the pinnacle of the WWE Women's Division in many, many aspects.
Yes.
None other than Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
At number 2 is a woman who probably had one of the best Money in the Bank cash-ins that I've seen in a long time. The Princess of Staten Island and new SmackDown Live
She took advantage.
She took advantage, yes.
Yeah.
Next to
And
a
at number
duo.
1, a woman who finally got to do.
Gotta be.
She finally got her payback. She's finally where I think she belongs
I
because
agree.
she is one of the baddest women on the planet, and she's probably the baddest woman in the WWE Women's Division.
Yeah.
I'd like to see her and Ronda Rousey.
I was going to say that. Nia versus
Raw
Ronda.
Women's Champion, Nia Jax.
I want to see a team with Braun
I'd love to
Strowman.
know what you guys think with my rankings.
Yeah.
Do you guys agree?
That'd be interesting.
If you do agree, let me know. If you don't agree, let me know.
We will.
Okay.
You can follow me on Twitter
Where?
at GonzoShark1, Facebook.com/GonzoShark1. And please look for all my material at OneWrestling.com, WrestlingWithWrestling.com, and Vince Russo's The Brand. Until next week, the Gonzo Shark checks out, and I'll give it back to you, Bill.
There he goes into the waters. Thank you, Gonzo Shark. When we're talking about Asuka, when I did my one-man show, the lovely Brittany from Awesome Wrestling Entertainment introduced my opening act, Insane Bill Mascalo.
He was there?
He was there.
Oh
and later he was there. And later on, entertaining, we introduced Asuka. And everybody's looking around. No.
Oh.
It was Oscar from Men on a Mission. OSAR, Oscar. So people like that. He's a great rapper, and I want to thank you so much for coming to my show. I want to thank Kayfabe Events again for bringing my show to New Orleans, and we'll be bringing it to England in November. Where can people find Stan the Fan on social media? Or is it through me?
Through you.
Yeah, if you want to get in touch with Stan the Fan. And want to thank all of you
It's all about Bill. So
well, no, it's all about the wrestling
yeah, it's
fans.
all about you're right.
But I want to thank you. Don't forget, my book is Wrestling Fixed. I didn't know it was broken. I want to send a shout out to
all the wonderful gear.
Yeah, but I also want the gear. You can get the T-shirt at Pro Wrestling Tees. The hat you have to get through me. Email me and I'll let you know how to do that at beapter@onewrestling.com. My apologies to all the people that I said I would be at Ring of Honor and couldn't get there. I know that Brandy Rhodes and Mandy Leon are heartbroken. See, what I was going to do whenever I see Mandy Leon, I always give her some bars of Barry Manilow, "Oh, Mandy, will you?"
Mandy.
But I wanted her on this side and Brandy Rhodes here, and I was going to go, "Oh, Mandy, oh, Brent, oh," and do it that way. Stan, I want to especially thank you. Notice about 2 hours before we went on, I called him and I said, we're going to just be doing a special issue this time about WrestleMania. Stan lives not far from me, and he's the ultimate wrestling fan. I'm going to tell you that. You really are. He's been following it forever, and he studies it. He was a fan of the magazines. He comes to my one-man shows when I do that. He helps me out.
Love your shows.
Well, thank you, and I appreciate you doing this, and you are welcome to come back.
It's a very good honor.
If you would like, by the way, the empty heads here, a lot of my masks are missing right now because they are on the road coming back from my one-man show by Doug Ward, the president of Awesome Wrestling Entertainment, is going to bring them here, and he will be here next week. Robbie E. will be calling in next week, a special interview with Robbie E. So if you have any questions you'd like me to ask Robbie E., we will also have another special guest who, I don't know who it is yet, but we will have another special guest. So I'm at beapter@onewrestling.com. That's my email address, at Apter1Wrestling on Twitter, or you can Facebook me, or just if you're walking around the Pennsylvania burbs or New York City, baby, you will see wonderful Willie there. Thank you to all of you for tuning in today, and we're here every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. The Apter Chat. Bill Apter, Stan the Fan. We'll see you. Got to give him the finger. We'll see you at the matches. All right, where